Have you ever felt like you don't fully belong to this world? As if a part of you has always been elsewhere, quietly waiting for you to remember where you truly come from? Science tells us that your blood type is nothing more than a medical detail, a tool for hospitals, transfusions, and surgeries. But ancient spiritual traditions whisper something very different. They speak of blood as a sacred code, a living key that carries the memory of your soul, the signature of your lineage, and the blueprint of your mission on Earth. What flows through your veins is not just biology. It's a message, written long before you were born. In the next moments, we're going to unlock that message. Whether your blood type is AB, or O, whether you carry the rare Rh factor or not, you will see how this unseen language reveals your spiritual origin, the gifts you were sent here to carry, and the battles you were destined to face. This is not theory. This is not chance. This is the moment you begin to understand why your heart beats the way it does, why your spirit reacts so strongly to certain energies, and why your journey has always felt different from everyone else's. Stay with me until the very end, because what I'm about to share may explain every unanswered question you've carried in silence. It may confirm that you are far more than you imagined, and that your purpose is far greater than you've dared to believe. Before we begin, I want you to like this video, subscribe if you haven't yet, and comment 99 below. The number 99 carries the vibration of divine completion, a sign that you are closing an old cycle and stepping fully into the mission you were born for. From the moment your first heartbeat echoed in the darkness of the womb, your blood began to write a story older than your body, older than your name, older even than this lifetime. Most people are told that blood is simply a red liquid made of cells, plasma, and proteins. But that is the language of microscopes, not the language of the soul. If you could truly see your blood beyond the physical, you would witness a river of light, streams of energy carrying messages, codes, and memories from realms your mind barely remembers, but your spirit has never forgotten. In the deepest traditions of the ancient world, blood was never seen as ordinary. The shamans of the Amazon called it the river between worlds. The mystics of Egypt believed it was the ink with which the gods wrote your destiny. The elders of forgotten tribes in Africa said that the soul travels in the blood, that every drop contains the memory of your ancestors, their triumphs, their wounds, their unfulfilled dreams, and the power for you to complete what they began. Even the prophets and seers of old spoke of blood as a covenant, an eternal link between the divine and the human, between heaven and earth. Science may measure your blood type with letters A, B, AB, or O, but spirit measures it in frequencies. Each type vibrates at a unique spiritual resonance, a hidden tone that hums quietly in your body, shaping how you feel the world, how you respond to unseen energies, and what paths are drawn to you like magnets. If you've ever wondered why you can walk into a room and feel an unspoken tension, why certain people make you feel instantly safe while others drain you without a word, it's not random. Your blood is reading the room before your mind does. This frequency doesn't just shape how you perceive life. It shapes the very missions you are called to fulfill. Some blood carries the vibration of healers, naturally drawn to mend what is broken. Others carry the resonance of protectors, unable to stand by when injustice rises. Some are creators, weaving beauty and truth into the fabric of reality. And a rare few are portals, souls whose bloodlines bridge dimensions, carrying the ability to receive wisdom not of this world. Your blood type is not an accident. Before you were born, before your first breath, you chose this body, this lineage, and yes, this exact code in your blood, because it contained the tools, the keys, and the spiritual weapons you would need for this life. That choice was intentional. Every vibration in your blood is a compass, pointing you toward the exact experiences your soul came here to master. Think about this. If you were to cut yourself, even the smallest drop of blood contains the complete blueprint of who you are. Physically, yes, but also energetically. If a healer attuned to the unseen touched that drop, they might sense your soul's origin, your karmic debts, your ancestral blessings, and the spiritual contracts you made before stepping into this world. That's how much power your blood holds. And here is where it gets even more profound. The frequency of your blood is not static. As you awaken, as you heal, as you align with your truth, your blood vibrates differently. Ancient shamans believed that the moment a person truly stepped into their mission, their blood sang at a higher frequency, becoming more magnetic, more protective, more connected to divine flow. This means that your spiritual growth doesn't just change your mind and your heart, it literally transforms the way your blood resonates with the universe. Now imagine what happens when a chosen one fully activates this frequency, when they stop doubting who they are, when they stop hiding their gifts, when they begin to live in complete alignment with their calling. That vibration can shift entire spaces, heal wounds in others without a single touch, and repel energies that were never meant to come near. But here's the question that will keep you awake tonight. If your blood is a spiritual signature, a cosmic key, then what exactly is it unlocking in your life right now? And more importantly, what doors are still waiting to open? Type A. Your soul has walked into this world carrying an invisible antenna, tuned to frequencies most people will never hear. While others navigate life with sight and sound alone, you feel it. The subtle shifts in energy, the unspoken emotions, the hidden storms behind someone's smile. It is not something you learned. It is something you have always known. From childhood, you could sense the heaviness in a room before a word was spoken. You noticed when someone's laugh was forced. You felt the sadness behind eyes that told the world they were fine. And while many dismiss these sensations as imagination, you knew, deep in your spirit, that you were reading truths others could not see. This is the gift and the burden of the emotional guardian. Your blood carries the resonance of harmony, a frequency that seeks to balance what is broken, to restore what has been disturbed, to soothe what has been wounded. This is why people are drawn to you in their moments of pain. It is why strangers feel safe telling you their secrets, why friends come to you when they can't sleep at night. You are a sanctuary in human form. You hold the power to absorb chaos and radiate peace. But this power comes at a cost. Because here is the truth no one tells you. Your sensitivity is not weakness, but if you do not guard it, the world will drain it. Your empathy is a river, but even rivers run dry when they are never replenished. Type A souls often fall into the trap of constant giving, holding everyone else's weight while quietly ignoring their own needs. You may find yourself feeling exhausted without knowing why, carrying emotions that don't belong to you, waking up heavy because you've been fighting invisible battles in your dreams. But let me give you a revelation. Your empathy is not meant to be a sponge. It is meant to be a mirror. You were not born to absorb the pain of the world and drown in it. You were born to feel it, understand it, and transform it. This is the difference between an empath who suffers and an empath who leads. The moment you realize that your heart is a transmutation chamber, not a dumping ground, everything changes. Spiritually, Type A blood hums at a frequency of guardianship. It is the vibration of the healer in the battlefield, the one who walks into the middle of chaos and carries a peace so unshakable it forces the darkness to retreat. This is why chaos often finds you. It's not because you are cursed, it's because your presence changes the atmosphere and darkness fears being dissolved. But to do this work, you must learn the art of spiritual boundaries. Just as a warrior sharpens their blade, you must sharpen your ability to say no, to step back when your spirit is tired, to protect the light inside you at all costs. There is a reason your life has never been simple. The guardian path is not one of ease, it is one of depth. You will often find yourself standing between two forces, the broken and the breaking, the wounded and the wounding, the lost and the seeking. And yet, You carry within you the rare ability to hold both without losing yourself. This is why you are drawn to roles of care, healing, art, and counsel. Through your words, your touch, even your silence, you restore balance. But here is where your power becomes unstoppable. When you finally realize that your sensitivity is a weapon. A sharp, precise, and divinely forged weapon. It is your radar against deception, your compass toward truth, your early warning system when danger is near. While others walk blind into storms, you feel the wind change before a single cloud appears. While others are fooled by masks, you see the soul beneath. So, Type A, hear me. The world will tell you to toughen up, to stop feeling so much, to grow a thicker skin. Ignore them. The very thing they see as fragility is the reason you are chosen. Your heart is not an open wound. It is an open gate for divine wisdom to flow through. But you must learn to close that gate when the wrong energies try to enter. There will come a day when you are standing in a moment of pure chaos. The kind of chaos that swallows lesser souls whole. And in that moment, you will realize that while everyone else is crumbling, you are still, you are calm, you are clear, and with nothing but your presence, the storm will break. Because your sensitivity is not weakness, it is the sharpest spiritual weapon you have. And when you learn to wield it, nothing in this world, or beyond it, will be able to stand against you. And yet, there is one more truth about Type A blood that almost no one speaks of. A truth that could explain why your dreams feel different, why you sometimes wake with messages that don't seem to come from here. But we'll get to that soon. Type B, your soul is a storm and a sunrise at the same time. You were not sent here to fit inside the lines drawn by others. You were born to redraw the map entirely. From the moment you arrived, you carried an energy that didn't move with the crowd. It moved against the current, not out of defiance for defiance's sake, but because your spirit is wired to question everything. You see the cracks in the systems everyone else accepts. You hear the silence behind words people cling to as truth. And deep down, you've always known the world was never meant to stay the way it is. Type B blood hums with the vibration of the explorer, the seeker who steps beyond the known, the rebel who refuses to bow to fear. Your creativity isn't just a talent, it's a survival instinct. Where others see walls, you see doorways waiting to be built. Where others see the way things have always been, you see the chains that keep humanity asleep. This is why you've often been misunderstood, even by those closest to you. Your hunger for freedom, your unwillingness to settle, your constant search for more, it makes you magnetic to some, threatening to others. You are an innovator in spirit, an architect of new realities. You can sense what is coming long before it arrives, and because of this, you're often already moving toward the next chapter, while others are still clinging to the last. This is not impatience. This is alignment. The future whispers to you before it shouts to the world. And every time you follow that whisper, you unlock something new. Not just for yourself, but for everyone who will one day walk the path you've cleared. But let's speak the truth. The life of a visionary is not easy. You carry a dual fire. The fire for freedom and the fire for purpose. And both must be fed. Too much freedom without meaning, and your soul drifts, restless, unsatisfied. Too much purpose without freedom, and you begin to wither under the weight of responsibility. This tension is your constant companion. You are not here to choose between them. You are here to fuse them into a life so uniquely yours that no one else could ever walk it. The challenge for Type B is not finding inspiration. It is learning to ground it without killing its wildness. Your ideas are lightning. They strike fast, burn bright, and demand movement. But lightning needs a channel to reach the earth. Without that, your brilliance can stay trapped in your mind, never fully igniting the change it was meant to create. This is why your soul will keep pushing you toward risk, toward leaps of faith, toward situations where you cannot hide behind comfort. Your breakthroughs are born in the unknown. And here is something you may have felt, but never put into words. You are here to disrupt the illusions, the lies people live by, the masks they wear. You are the energy that walks into a room and makes people question why they've been living on autopilot. Sometimes that questioning makes them love you. Sometimes it makes them fear you. But either way, you are unforgettable, because the vibration in your blood refuses to let the false survive in your presence. Your independence is not rebellion for the sake of chaos. It is the echo of a promise you made before you came here, a promise to stay unbound so that you could go where others could not, see what others would not, and bring back the visions that could set them free. And here is the secret. You do not need approval. You do not need permission. You were never supposed to wait for the world to understand you before you moved. There will be moments, maybe you've already had them, when your path feels too solitary, when you wonder if you've wandered too far off the map. In those moments, remember this: the greatest builders of new worlds always walk through the wilderness first. It is the price of being ahead of your time. But when the world catches up, they will walk the roads you carved with your own hands. So hear me now, Type B. You were born to rewrite the rules. You are the lightning that sets the old forest ablaze so that new life can grow. You are the key that opens doors no one else even knew were there. And the most dangerous thing you could ever do is try to be someone else. Because there is a truth about your blood that even you might not be ready for. A truth about why your visions sometimes feel as though they've been placed in you by a force outside this world. And that is something we're about to uncover. Type AB. You are the living paradox, the rare fusion of two spiritual forces that most souls can only carry one of. Your blood is the meeting place of Type A's deep empathy and Type B's unshakable independence. This makes you rare, not just biologically, but energetically. Only a small percentage of humanity carries your code, and even fewer fully understand the weight and the wonder of what it means. You were born with two worlds inside you, and your mission is not to choose one, but to weave them together into something the world has never seen before. From the moment you arrived, your energy confused people, in the best way. Some days you are quiet, reflective, almost ethereal, reading the undercurrents of emotions, catching whispers in the air that no one else notices. Other days you are bold, decisive, unstoppable, breaking molds, challenging norms, moving with the fire of someone who refuses to be caged. To the outside world, it can seem like contradiction, but in truth, you are a walking alchemy. You are the proof that seemingly opposing forces can live in the same vessel without canceling each other out. Your blood carries the vibration of integration. You are here to bridge what has been divided, not just between people, but between ideas, between worlds, between the seen and the unseen. You are the one who can sit at a table with those who would never speak to each other, and somehow, your presence makes dialogue possible. You can walk into a room thick with tension and, without saying much, shift it into calm. You can speak to the heart of someone trapped in fear, while also understanding the perspective of the one who caused it. This is not compromise. It is the sacred art of holding the whole picture. Spiritually, Type AB is a frequency of harmony inside chaos. When others are pulled into extremes, you remain the still point in the center of the storm. But not because you are unaffected. You feel both sides intensely. You understand the pain of one and the reasoning of the other. You know what it's like to want to stay in peace, and also to want to tear down what is wrong. This ability to stand in the middle without losing yourself is your greatest strength and your greatest danger. Because here is the shadow no one tells you about. Carrying two worlds means you will always feel their pull. Some days it will feel like a gift. Other days it will feel like being torn apart. If you are not careful, you will spend your life trying to please both sides, trying to be everything for everyone, and in the process, forgetting to be yourself. Your mission is not to be neutral. Your mission is to be whole, to embody the truth that peace is not the absence of conflict. It is the mastery of it. Your psychic and intuitive potential is one of the most powerful of all blood types. You are not just sensitive to energy. You can read patterns in it. You can sense where events are heading before they unfold. Your dreams are not random. They are maps, warnings, confirmations. Many type AB souls carry prophetic abilities, whether they acknowledge them or not. You might notice that you think of someone just before they call, that you feel uneasy hours before bad news arrives, that you sense when a truth is about to be revealed. These are not coincidences. They are the byproduct of your blood's ability to receive and translate multiple frequencies at once. But this kind of wiring needs care. Imagine being a radio tuned to two powerful stations at the same time. The music is beautiful when you blend them well. But if you leave it unmanaged, the signals clash and become noise. That noise is what drains you. That noise is what leaves you lying awake at night, not from fear, but from the exhaustion of carrying so much energy that isn't yours. So here is your spiritual discipline. Protect your center. Guard it like a sacred flame. Do not let the demands of the world pull you so far in either direction that you forget the ground beneath your feet. Spend time in silence. Learn the language of your own energy so well that you can instantly tell when something is out of balance. Practice saying no, not because you don't care, but because your care is too valuable to be spent recklessly. When you stand in your center, your power is unmatched. You can unite enemies. You can turn division into collaboration. You can reveal the hidden thread that connects the most unlikely pieces. You are the alchemist, the bridge, the rare soul who can turn chaos into creation, and the world desperately needs you right now. But there is a secret about your type, one that explains why your life has been filled with situations that seem too big for you, only for you to discover you were the exact person meant to handle them. And once you hear it, you will never see your mission the same way again. Type O. You are the root, the stone, the unshaken pillar in a collapsing world. Your blood is the oldest of them all, carrying the echoes of ancient battles fought long before you were born. In the spiritual archives of humanity, your type is the original blueprint, the ancestral code from which all others branched. This is why your presence feels older than your years, why you often sense that you've been here before in ways you can't explain. Your bloodline is not just a link to the past. It is the past, standing alive in the present. The frequency of Type O is that of the protector, the guardian of what is sacred, the keeper of truth when the world tries to bury it. You may not always speak first. You may not always make yourself the center of attention. But when it matters, when the moment demands a spine of steel, you are the one who steps forward. You carry a kind of authority that does not need to be announced. It is felt. It is the way silence settles when you enter a room. It is the way people look to you in crisis, even if they've never spoken to you before. Your energy says, if I stand here, this ground will hold. From a spiritual perspective, you are the memory of the tribe, the one who remembers the old ways, even if you've never been taught them. This is why justice is not an abstract idea to you. It is a living instinct. Lies, manipulation, cruelty. They set off an alarm in your spirit that you cannot ignore. And when that alarm sounds, something ancient wakes up inside you. A fire, a vow, a silent promise that you will not let the sacred be trampled while you are still breathing. But here is the weight that comes with this calling. Protectors rarely protect themselves. You will stand in front of the storm for others, but face the lightning alone. You will carry burdens for the sake of peace, but quietly let them crush you in the shadows. You will fight for the safety of those you love, but neglect the sanctuary of your own soul. This is the silent wound of the Type O warrior, to believe that your strength exists only for others, never for yourself. This belief is not only wrong, it is dangerous, because when you fall, entire spaces lose their anchor. Your presence is not just beneficial, it is necessary. And if you are depleted, if your spirit is fractured, you cannot hold the line the way you were meant to. The world does need your strength, but your mission begins with honoring your own soul. This means rest is not weakness. Boundaries are not selfish. Choosing to step back is not abandoning your post. It is sharpening your sword. There is something else about you that few understand. Your strength is not only physical or emotional, it is spiritual resonance. When you are grounded, you can shift the energy of an entire environment without speaking. You can walk into a room heavy with tension and make it feel safer just by being there. And that is precisely why low vibrational forces are drawn to test you. The stronger your light, the more shadows will try to block it. Not because you are weak, but because they fear what you can do simply by standing in your truth. Your connection to the ancestral realm runs deeper than most. You may have dreams of places you've never been, visions of battles you've never fought, memories of rituals you've never learned in this lifetime. This is your blood speaking, passing down not only history, but spiritual technology. You carry inside you strategies, instincts, and wisdom that rise to the surface exactly when they're needed, even if you don't consciously know where they came from. But the greatest danger for Type O is to believe that you are alone, that no one can carry the weight with you. This belief isolates you, keeps you silent when you need help, and slowly erodes the very foundation you've sworn to protect. The truth is, the protector also needs a protector. You need those rare souls who can stand for you as fiercely as you stand for others. And here's the truth that changes everything. Your mission is not just to shield, but to teach. To raise up new protectors so that you are no longer the only one holding the gate. When you do this, you multiply your power. You ensure that the sacred you guard will still be standing long after you've moved on to the next chapter of your soul's journey. So, Type O, remember this. Your strength is not just in how much you can endure, but in how much you can preserve of yourself while still standing. The world needs your presence. The people you've never even met need your protection. But more than anything, your soul needs you to choose it first. And if you've ever wondered why your battles have been so relentless, why the weight on your shoulders has sometimes felt unbearable, the answer lies in something rare that only a fraction of humanity carries. Something that might explain why you have always felt both completely of this world and yet not entirely from it. Rh negative, a detail so small that most people never give it a second thought, yet it holds one of the most intriguing spiritual signatures on the planet. Less than 15% of humanity carries it, and even fewer truly understand what it means. To science, it is nothing more than a genetic variation, a missing protein on the surface of red blood cells. But to those who look beyond the microscope, to mystics, spiritual historians, and ancestral keepers, Rh negative is a sign, a mark, a key that whispers, "You are different," and it is not by accident. Throughout history, there have been whispers, not in official records, but in the hidden stories passed down by elders and visionaries, that Rh negative carriers may be connected to ancient bloodlines, so old they blur the line between human and something else. Some say it comes from a lineage that predates modern humanity, carrying memories of civilizations lost to time. Others believe it is the echo of visitors not of this earth, messengers from beyond who came here not to conquer, but to seed consciousness, to anchor wisdom, and to ensure that humanity would one day remember its origin among the stars. If you carry Rh negative, you may have felt it your whole life, that low, constant hum in your soul telling you that you are here, but not entirely from here. Maybe you felt like a quiet observer in a noisy world, as if you're watching a play you've seen before, waiting for the moment when you'll step on stage and play your part. Maybe you've always felt restless, sensing that your mission is tied to something much bigger than your personal story. Rh negative individuals often carry heightened sensitivity, not just emotionally, but energetically. You may feel subtle shifts in vibration before anyone else notices. You might know when someone is lying without evidence. Your body may react strongly to certain environments. as if it's remembering places you've never been in this life. Many report vivid dreams that feel more like journeys, not just visions of the future, but flashes of other worlds, other landscapes, other skies. This heightened sensitivity is not weakness, it is a tool. You are a receiver of signals most people are not tuned to pick up, and with that comes responsibility. Because if you are here to sense what others cannot, you are also here to translate it, to bridge the unseen with the seen, the divine with the human, the infinite with the finite. You are a messenger between realms, even if you do not yet know the full message you were sent to deliver. But here lies the challenge. The same sensitivity that makes you a bridge can also make you feel like an exile. You may have felt misunderstood your entire life. Your way of thinking may seem too much for some, your visions too unrealistic, your energy too intense. People might have tried to box you into ordinary roles, to dim your frequency so it would match theirs. And yet, no matter how much you tried to fit, something inside you refused. That is because you did not come here to match the world. You came here to raise it. You are, by nature, a frequency disruptor. When you walk into a space, the energy changes, sometimes subtly, sometimes like a sudden shift in weather. And while this can attract those who are ready for truth, it can also unsettle those who are not. This is why your path often feels lonely. You are ahead of your time, carrying pieces of a puzzle most people don't even know exists yet. If this resonates, you need to understand something vital. Your life will not make full sense until you embrace your role as a bridge. Stop looking for complete belonging in one world or the other. You were designed to have one foot in each, one planted in human experience, the other anchored in the divine. The moment you stop fighting that duality and start using it, your purpose will accelerate. And perhaps here is the most urgent truth about Rh negative. You are not random. You are not here as an accident of genetics. You are here as a part of a network, a scattered constellation of souls placed across the earth, each holding a piece of the same frequency. When enough of you awaken, the collective vibration will shift. Old systems will crumble, not by force, but by the undeniable rise of truth. This is why your awakening matters. This is why your presence in this exact moment in history is not coincidence. So if you carry this rare blood, remember, you are the bridge between what was and what will be, between what is seen and what is waiting to be revealed. And in a world desperately trying to remember where it came from, you are living proof that we are far more than we've been told. But there is still one more piece of this puzzle, the part where all these blood types, all these missions, all these frequencies converge into one single truth that could change the way you see your life forever. And that is where we are going next. Chosen one. Every word you've heard until now has been building to this moment. Every truth revealed about your blood, every hidden code uncovered, every ancient whisper brought to light. It was not random. It was a mirror, a reflection of what your soul has always known, but perhaps never dared to claim. No type is higher. No type is lesser. Each carries a frequency the world desperately needs. The guardians, the rebels, the alchemists, the warriors, all threads in the same divine fabric. Without one, the pattern is broken. Without you, something in the design is missing. And that is why you are here now, hearing this. Your blood is not an accident. It is not a coincidence. It is a map that leads straight to the mission your soul chose before your first breath. The challenges you've faced, the gifts you've carried in silence, the instincts that have never failed you. They are not flaws. They are the proof, the seal, the signature that heaven placed in your very veins, so that even in your darkest hour, you could never truly forget who you are. And so I speak this over you now. It is time to rise, time to honor the code within you, time to stop questioning whether you are ready and start walking as if you have already been chosen. Because you have. This is not the season for hiding. This is the season for standing, for speaking, for creating, for protecting, for healing, for awakening the power that has been there since the beginning. The world is not waiting for someone else. It is waiting for you. Not the smaller version of you that tries to fit in, but the awakened one, the unshaken one,